From My News 26 and CCTV, it's high school volleyball. Coming to you today from Cadillac High School. This 26 Sports and CCTV high school volleyball presentation is brought to you by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
17-16, the Charlevoix Raiders with the lead here in game one after the timeout by the Glads. Here's Phillips on the weak side. Roll shot dug nicely by Moon. Back row from Nicole Hart is dug. Phillips on the strong side and finds the turf. So the timeout effective for the Glads, and they nodded at 17. Phillips back to serve. Nice jump float. Good pass though from O'Leary. Sending it all the way over on the far side. What a swing. Beth Veenstra going off the court behind her head, got a nice down ball, and the Glads just didn't seem to know what to do to handle it. 18-17 Charlevoix. Mirabelli out of the back row sends that long. And now the Raiders have their first 2-point lead of this game. And it's the biggest lead either team has enjoyed, 19-17. O'Leary to serve. And Poole trying to power dink that. Didn't get her fingers on it. And the Raiders have gone up 20-17. Phillips chases that one down. Mirabelli out of the back row, sends it wide. And we are going to get our second timeout at 21-17. Neither team until this point had enjoyed more than a 2-point lead. And it wasn't until 13-11. Sorry, it was 13-10 at one point, Gladiators. So 3 points has been the biggest lead prior to this, but it's been a back and forth set. The Raiders erased that. Took a 14-13 lead. Gladiators came back to lead 16-14, but since that point, it's been a 7-1 run by the Raiders, and they lead it by 4 here in the first set. Best 3 out of 5. Winner advances to the state quarterfinal level and enjoys some regional hardware as O'Leary goes back to serve. Good pass from Mirabelli. Back set. Peacock is dug up. Here's Moon on the outside. Roll shot handled by Phillips, but nobody can get to it at the net. 22-17 Raiders. And Lady Momentum is on the side of the maroon and white. Mirabelli again out of the back row. Another roll shot dug by Moon. Here's Moon on the outside. Her roll shot finds the floor. (23-17). And their serve by O'Leary will go long. So the Gladiators stop the bleeding, but they trail by 5, 23-18 here in the first set. Peacock, great serve, nearly saved, but not well enough. 23-19 Raiders. Peacock back to serve again. O'Leary for Moon, tight, dug up by Phillips. Free ball coming off Peacock, and what a great free ball it was as she sends it about 12 feet off the net. And the Raider defense did not get into position, and it's 23-20. Great pass. Johnson outside, down the line, another great dig, but we're going to get a net violation on Charlevoix. Nicole Hart into the net. And we're going to get a timeout by the Raiders. So after Charlevoix took a 23-17 lead, the Gladiators have run off 4 straight points. Want to make sure we thank Fiam of Cadillac and Don's Adopt-A-Car for their support of this broadcast, as well as a slew of McBain Rambler parents who stepped up to broadcast, to support this broadcast and allow us to bring you these images. We'll make sure we run them down as soon as we get an opportunity for you. Gladiators out of timeouts, Raiders with 1 remaining, 23-21. Charlevoix with the lead, trying to get this back. There's a free ball opportunity for the Glads. Into the middle, Mirabelli. And into the stands off the hands of Crandall Marfuta. And the Gladiators have cut it to 1. Another tough serve from Peacock. Good pass, though, from Crandall Marfuta. Moon on the outside. And Phillips sticking her hand up in an attempt to dig that ball. Maybe should have left that for Rystack, but that is really difficult to not do. As Lillian Janes comes in for Peacock. Game point now for Charlevoix as Julia Doshkosh, the libero, back to serve. Good pass. Outside for Mirabelli. Finds the line on the opposite side. 1 game point erased. But now the Glads have got to play defense one time. Can they get a stop? This is Koger back to serve. Tough serve. Out of system swing from Moon. Roll shot. Dug nicely. And they're going to get a free ball chance here. Into the middle and rejected. Mirabelli and Sophie Hitchens all over that one. That was the same quick that Charlevoix had run earlier in the match. But this time the Glads were all over it. We are tied at 24. Koger with another tough serve. And the ace has given the Gladiators a game point opportunity, and we'll get a timeout from the Raiders. What an opening set here in Boyne City. Jay Simon along with Dakota Pike running the camera. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Can tell you right now, if you just look at the last 10 points or so of this match, that's what you missed. It was the same stuff back and forth. This first set has gone. The Raiders had 2 set points at 24-22 and 24-23, and now the Gladiators have an opportunity. 25-24 with Ashlyn Koger, the sophomore defense and serving specialist, back to deliver. And Koger sends it long. Tell you right now, I've had a nickel for every time I called a timeout and the opposing server missed their serve. I'd have a lot of nickels. It's just something about a timeout. Puts a little extra pressure, and we are tied at 25. Neither team now with a timeout remaining. Veenstra back to serve for the Raiders. Phillips outside for Mirabelli, and she's rejected in the middle. Stuck in Lewisell, the big sophomore lefty, freshman and sophomore, blocking a sophomore, which gives you an indication of how good and young these teams are. Raiders with a game point. Veenstra to serve. And we're going to get, whoa, boy. Raiders thought they had it because the R2 initially called a rotation violation. And now Veenstra have to go back and serve again.
You said they weren't proper rotation.
Phillips out for Mirabelli and finds the back corner. Didn't get any topspin on that ball. Really kind of hit that flat. But she keeps it in. And we're tied at 26. Johnson now to serve. Lauren Johnson, the junior setter. O'Leary out for Stuck. Big swing off the block, finds the floor. Game point for the Raiders. Phillips off the block. Handled initially. What a dig! And the point for the Raiders! Ali Jarima, the defensive specialist, with the initial contact. The great stab dig by a teammate. And then Jarima hustling to the sideline. Got that over inside the antenna. And the Gladiators couldn't handle it. 28-26. Our final here in this first set. My goodness, if that's any indication, we are in for a barn burner. Game 2 coming up here on My News 26 Sports right after this.